Beautiful blessings, everyone. Today, this evening, I would like to do a reading from the Oracle of the Fairies. Today was a very magical day in the garden. There was a lot of beautiful little fae flying around. I definitely felt that childlike energy. I was out today a little bit, just barefoot, grounding, and just listening. I was also planting some seeds in the butterfly garden that I've created. And I had a bunch of pieces of crystals that had broken over the last year, since last summer. And I wanted to say thank you to them for just filling the garden, the pollinator garden, with the butterfly flowers and the flowers for the bees. And I could just feel that childlike energy surrounding the garden today. And so I wanted to carry that through and see if they would come through this evening just to bring a message. So first, I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be a medium of light. And I ask the Fae to please step forward with their joy and childlike wonder and help bring a message for our highest good. Thank you. I'm just gonna I shuffled 3 times. The first one is for Source, the second one is for Spirit, and the third one is for Soul. And every time I use this oracle deck, it brings through, they come in, and it just feels like the most purest innocence, and it's such a joy to work with this one. So I recommend, if anybody does feel connected with the Fae in some way, Karen K, this oracle deck, it really captures the beauty. The cards are beautiful, but the energy is just, it's radiance. Okay, so I pull on the cards, and if one flies out or it raises up and in the deck, I usually take one like this. When it pulls out and it stays out, this is the one that I'll take. And this one is Pure Intention. The Fairy of Manifestation will help you to use your wishes wisely. Manifest your heart's desire with pure intention and for the highest good of all. And the joy of this is, there isn't any of us, if we have them in our part of the world, that hasn't picked up a dandelion and made the wish and blown the seeds everywhere. And it's almost like a prayer to the divine. And so I'm just going to quick read from the book as I'm listening. They usually will step up if there's something more they need to say. The fairies are usually very happy and willing to help us manifest our wishes, as long as these are both from our heart and not for selfish reasons. It is also important that your wishes don't impose on the free will of others, and that your wishes are for the highest good of all concerned, including the fairies. And so they're just showing me today again that as I was planting all the seeds, and I was asking them to bless each one of them, that I was saying thank you and putting also the little pieces of crystal in the garden, and they love that. I've left out little pieces of acorn sometimes when the oak trees have created the acorns. I collect them, and I bless them, and I set them out. Or I've got a bush full of lavender that has, sometimes when the flowers are dried out, I make up a little prayer bundle, and I lay it in the garden, and I ask the Fae to please take that with my gratitude. So they're just reminding me that gratitude, when we're calling on them with a very happy heart, always brings the light. This means turning into your inner wisdom. If it feels right, you can also call on the Fairy of Manifestation to supercharge your wish. Here's a wonderful wishing technique using dandelion seed heads, which are full of wishes just waiting to be carried into the air. fueled by your wise and wishful intent. Hold one of the fluffy seed heads to your heart and visualize your wish. Imagine that your wish has already come true, including your thoughts, feelings, and emotions when the wish has been fulfilled. Then take a deep breath fueled by your wish and blow the seeds into the air. And know the wish seeds will be collected and protected by the Sylph, Wish Guardian. And so they're just bringing through all this joy, and they're saying that we have to understand there is a difference between what we understand as manifesting and co-creating with Divine Mother and asking the fairies or the fae to help grant a wish. And a lot of times when we're thinking of wishes, we're thinking of very magical things, and this is what they're very excited about this, because they say that they want us to wish with the innocence of a child, that when we speak with them, we're calling on them, they want us to open up our imagination, to open up that world that we had when we were young and innocent, and allow the wish to be as magical and beautiful as we could possibly create. That the co-creating with Divine Mother and the manifesting, that usually is the energy of things like for illness or stability financially, or if we're wishing for something in a spiritual way. But the Fae want to remind us that they carry that beautiful childlike wonder, and they don't want us to lose that. So they're asking that when we make a wish and we hold this for the highest good, that we get in touch with the inner child and we remember magical times, whether it's the first time you went to the amusement park and you had a lot of fun, or as a child you're playing in the dirt. A lot of us like to dig in the dirt and play with the earthworms. Or when you're in the snow. They're reminding me of the snow, building a snowman or a snowball fight. They want us to understand that that energy for them and for us is so very important, to hold that space. And that's a place of peace as well. And this is the gift that they bring us, is to stay in touch with that childlike wonder. So if you've always wanted a pony as a child, the Fae, they're just bringing through this. If I could share this energy through the video, it feels like a million rays of light, saying if you want the pony, wish for that. Feel that feeling. If you wished for a unicorn, imagine yourself sitting with a unicorn. Don't be afraid to sound foolish, and get rid of that ego, that stay out of the mental world when you're working with the Fae. They said that this is a place of imagination, and that as soon as you step into that space, it's also where we could see them, because we're seeing them through the innocence. They are not a folklore. And so they said, along with the childlike innocence, to keep this very simple. They're asking that we work with them to consider that, just to be joyous, and don't worry that all these wishes and dreams that we engage in brings a different energy level for us when we're asking. So to go outside and pick the dandelions and blow the seeds and spread the seeds out, because we're also helping nature. They love that when we're doing that. Where we're out there co-creating with the Fae, and they promise that even the wish itself creates the most beautiful energy and just fills us with that life. Stay in touch with the childlike wonder. Nothing is more healing and soothing than to nurture that inner child and allow the imagination, because when we're in full spirit, there is only this. There is only that imagination and that wonder. And it keeps that godlike spark, excuse me, that godlike spark. And so I thank you so very much for allowing me to share this message with you. I hope that this finds you well, and maybe you could spend some time in the garden and speak to the Fae. Sit down in the garden, kick your shoes off, allow that energy there. They're talking about the grounding, allow those bare feet on the earth. That really helps. It just helps align everything. Lay down in the grass, look up at the clouds, find shapes in everything. And remember, that inner child is still there. Much love, everyone.